a crazy week. Let's talk about it. Let's start off with the Bucs game. I expected us to win, but I didn't know Baker Mayfield was gonna lead a game-winning drive down the field. Baker's no MVP, but he's probably the best quarterback we have in this division. To be fair, the division is not good. Bryce Young sucks, Derek Carr can't stay healthy, and Desmond Ridder is mid at best. He's got some turnover problems too. I will say this though, I was not expecting Drake London to pop off. 10 receptions for 172 yards? Are you kidding me? Thank God we came away with the win on this one. I'll be talking about divisional standings later this week. I'll speak on this game briefly. It was terrible. The first half was entertaining. The second half, trash. Patriots didn't just cover, they won. But is that a good thing? Shouldn't they be working on draft picks? Their wins mean nothing. And Steelers, how you gonna lose to Bailey Zappi at home? Yikes. Next up, we got the Bengals versus the Colts. Bengals did work in this game. All of the Colts points came in the second quarter. Other than that, it was a snooze fest on their end. Jake Browning was solid though. When I found out that Trevor Lawrence was playing in this game, you know I had to go with Jacksonville. Who knew? Joe Flacco is apparently elite. He somehow threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not bad for an old man off the street. David Njoku went nuclear in this one. If you have him, you're probably winning your matchup. I thought this divisional matchup would be closer, but yeesh. Panthers got rolled. Bryce Young is bad at football. The Chicago Bears rolled the Detroit Lions. I predicted them to win. I didn't necessarily think they were going to dominate them. Detroit didn't score a point in the second half. Are you kidding me? Not a single point? What are you doing? I would like to point out, Justin Fields and DJ Moore were on my love list this week. And let's just say they cashed in. I hope you started them. Next up, the Texans at the Jets. I expected the Jets to cover, but I didn't expect to blow them out. Nico getting knocked out early really hurt them, as well as CJ Stroud getting knocked out late. All in all, good win for the Jets. Tough loss for the Texans. I hope CJ Stroud is okay. I'm pretty sure he has a concussion, and it didn't look good, so we'll have to wait and see if he plays next week. Ugh, hate to see it. Rams versus the Ravens was higher than I thought it would be, but about as close as I thought it would be. What I really didn't expect was the Rams to pop off. Matthew Stafford going for almost 303. Cooper Kupp was on my hate list. He went 8 for 115 and a touchdown. Against the Ravens, are you kidding me? Puka Nacua had a solid day too, 5 for 84. The Rams gave the Ravens all they could handle, pushed them into overtime, went back and forth in overtime. Y'all see the results? Ravens win it. They don't cover the spread though. Next up, Vikings at Raiders. This game was ugly. I mean, just start to finish, trash. There were no points scored in the first half. None! I mean, what are we doing here? What is this, 1970s football? Ugly performance. Justin Jefferson's first game back and he gets banged up. Tough hit here. Boom! Oh my God! Oh, he cracked him. I hope he's okay, but man, that's a terrible way to come back. Yikes. On to the next game. 49ers did work as usual. Any player you expect to pop off, popped off. They took care of business, covered the spread. Brock Purdy did well. Christian McCaffrey did well, even though he didn't score a touchdown. CMC, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, all of them had over 100 yards. Kittle did work with 77 and a touchdown. Like, they did what they do. I wouldn't say that Drew Lock played well by any means, but I thought he was pretty solid for a piece of it. DK Metcalf gets ejected out of the game after fighting with some people on the field. It's unfortunate. They were losing anyways. Chargers suck. Justin Herbert got hurt, but that's not the only reason they were losing. They were losing while he was in there too. Broncos defense is good though, but you already knew that. Unfortunately, I was right about this one. Bills take down the Chiefs. Kadarius Toney, can you please line up right? Bro, I'm sick of these Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers messing up on an every week basis. Give me the full screen. Every week, it's running the wrong routes, dropped balls, stupid penalties. Patrick Mahomes can't do it all by himself. How hard is it to line up right and catch the ball? Like, y'all are professionals. You get paid millions of dollars to do this. How many times is Patrick Mahomes gonna make the plays to get the win and the receivers come up short? Yo, just get off the line of scrimmage. What are you doing? You know you have to be behind the ball. What is nonsense? But Tony, you gotta check in with the ref. All you gotta do is ask homie, hey, am I on the line? Am I back far enough? Like, man, it's just so frustrating. Yo, Patrick Mahomes was wildin'. coming after the refs. Like, bro, what are you doing? You are mad. You big mad. And don't get me wrong. I understand why you were upset, but dog, he was offside. His foot was basically on the same line as the ball, homie. I mean, the rules is the rules. It's unfortunate, but dog, you gotta calm down. I can't believe he said this to this man. For real. Josh Allen, of all people. Oddest call the man has ever seen. He's seen more calls than me, but Tony was lined up wrong. I mean, just to be clear. My thing is, why they let the play go? I don't get that part. If you just gonna bring it back, why don't you just like call it dead there? It was a flag, right? I don't know, it's weird. This one was really disappointing. Did I also need Patrick Mahomes to score more points to win my matchup? Absolutely. I am also in fantasy football leagues. I want them to perform just like you do. Did I lose? Most likely gonna lose this one. But luckily, I'm gonna go from being the 2nd seed to probably the 3rd or 4th seed. I think that's as low as I could go. Struggle bus. The Eagles and Cowboys game just ended and it was not as close as I thought it would be. Like, not at all. Eagles lost by 20. Dak spread the ball around and, I mean, they really took it to him. Game started off 10-0, then 6-24 at half. It was never really in contention for the Eagles, which was surprising. Now, don't go getting too cocky now, Cowboy fans. I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of yourself because honestly, you should be. You should pat yourself on the back. You took down the big bad Eagles. It was good for a divisional win, a conference win. But I'm pretty sure if both of you went out, the Eagles still have the win because of the amount of conference wins they have. But you know, anything can happen. That Eagles schedule gets a lot easier moving forward, and I'm pretty sure the Cowboys schedule is a little bit more difficult. Let's check it out. All right, the last 4 games, Seahawks, that game's definitely winnable, but it's not the easiest matchup, but they should win. Then they get the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants. Well, the 2 Giants games, yeah, I know they're divisional, but Eagles, you should really take care of business. Cardinals game, you should take care of business as well, but shoot, we thought that about the Cowboys earlier this year when they lost to the Cardinals, and that was before they had Kyler Murray. But on the other hand, when you look at the Cowboys schedule, it's a lot more difficult. You face the Bills, who are on fire right now, just took down the Chiefs, which, I mean, is that really even saying anything at this point? The Dolphins, high-flying offense, and then the Lions. All 3 of those matchups are winnable, but you could also lose them for sure. And then the Commanders game at the end, divisional matchup, but you should be able to take care of business. Long story short on that one, good win Dallas, but you still got some more to prove. You got 3 more good matchups coming up. I'm actually really curious to see how y'all fare in this. If you could go 2-1 in your next 3 matchups, I would genuinely be impressed. That's gonna do it for my week 14 review. Let me know what you think about it. Just a new format testing out, talking about the games and what went down. Let me know if there's anything you think I should bring up. But that's going to do it for this one. I'll be coming out with waiver wire this week, talking about the standings in the NFL. I might talk about some injuries because we've had some injuries this week. I got a lot of plans coming up. Plus, it's about to be the fantasy football playoffs. It's going down like the Catalina wine mixer. Stay tuned. Peace.